everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Soraya, and if you aren't aware, right now I am making a 5-part video series that is talking about the steps towards financial literacy. So I hope you like the new background. Like, I got a new background, I got a ring light, she's trying, right? So anyways, if you see me looking down, I do have some points that I've written that I want to make sure that I talk about. So that is why I would be looking this way, but without further ado, let's get into the video. So if you've clicked on this video, I'm assuming you want to learn how to stop living paycheck to paycheck. I'm here to tell you what I'm about to teach you is not some get rich quick scheme. I'm not trying to tell you how to drop ship or start investing your coins in Robinhood. I'm going to teach you literally the basics of budgeting. Yeah, so we're going to be learning how to budget here today. This is a very simple budget that I have created, a very simple budgeting model that I've created. So it's going to help you with month-to-month budgeting, and overall it's going to help you see where your money is going. So the first thing that I want to point out is why it's so important to learn how to budget properly. The reality is, no matter how much you make, you can still be in a position where you're living paycheck to paycheck. I work in a bank, so I do help people, with basic withdrawals to where I would see kind of what's going on in deposits, that I would kind of see what's going on with their account. I have people who come in who literally have direct deposits for $10,000 a month. That could lead to a very good lifestyle. That's about $100,000 a year, and they'll be withdrawing like their last $200. Why is it that you can be making so much money and still have nothing to show for it? So I want you to look at your bank account right now. How much do you make in a year, or how much do you make in a month? What are your paychecks giving you every single month? How much do you have in your account right now? Like, just no justifications, no, oh, because I had to pay this, oh, because this happened. How much do you have in your bank account right now? Okay, are you satisfied with that number? Are you happy with the amount that you have in your account right now? How much is in your savings account right now? Do you have a savings account right now? These are questions that you need to be asking yourself. If you are on a journey to understand financial literacy and to not be broke all the time, you need to take a look at how much you make and how much you just have right now. That's going to tell you if you need help with budgeting, okay? So you may think, oh, I just need to make more money, I just need to figure out how to do this and this and this, and then I'll have more money and then everything will be fine. I get that making more money seems like it will make everything fine, but are you even if you're making $1,000 a month, how much do you have right now? It's not a matter sometimes of what bills are coming in that's taking your money away. It's how much have you been able to put aside based off of what you spend. So without further ado, if you're not satisfied with what you see in your checking account or your savings account, today we're going to learn how to write a budget. And I'm talking about a budget that will allow you to maximize your funds at any given point of the month or any given point of the year, and allow you to save and invest and borrow and do all of those things we're talking about in the 5 steps to financial literacy video that I posted a while back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have an example that I put in the description box. So it's going to be an example budget that you can look at and hopefully use to model your own. And then I'm going to put a blank template that will hopefully get you started in writing your own budget. So the number one thing, step number 1 that you have to do in order to start writing your budget is look at your bank statements for the past 3 months. If you have any sort of bank, you get bank statements, whether they are paper or online. Even if they're in paper, you have the ability to go online, either in the app or on the actual website, and you can open your account and you can download your past bank statements. So what you're going to do is download your past bank statements for the past 3 months. Once you're looking at your statements, take a highlighter in one color or a pen in one color and circle all your bills. Every single automatic recurring payment that comes out of your account, circle it. Step number 2, go through those bank statements again and look for your pay stubs. In another color, highlight it in a different color, circle it in a different color. Just take the time and circle every single every single pay stub that is deposited into your account. Step number 3 is figure out what your pay dates will be for the next month. So let's say we're making our budget for October, which we should be. When will you be getting paid the next month? And then number 4, take a look and see what dates these bills are being drafted out of your account. Or if you have sort of a bi-weekly bill, I know Klarna, Afterpay, services like that will do it more of a bi-weekly thing. Figure out when your last payment is, and for this month, figure out when your next payments will be. Okay, so it's time to talk about step number 5, which is the evaluation of your funds. So I'm gonna give a little rough example that I hope will help you understand what I mean by this budgeting method that I'm about to teach you about, and gives you a clear idea of how to start your own. So let's say that you make $2,000 a month, okay? You make $2,000, each paycheck is $1,000. Now, let's say that your bills are $1,600. So you make enough, but when you start to look at how much your bills are and when they are due, do you make enough per check to cover what's due in that time period? Here's what I mean. You've got a $1,000 paycheck, okay? But the bills in the beginning of the month are $1,400, and the bills at the end of the month are only $400. That's what I mean when I say, does the paycheck at the time cover what is needed for that portion of the month? So this is why I developed what I call, and I don't know if anyone else calls it this, but it's just what I thought of whenever I was actually doing my budget, is the GHH method, which is called gap, half, and half. The point of this method is to reach a point of equilibrium to where you only have to save half of whatever the total of your bills are for the month. If your bills are $1,600, you only have to save $800 the first paycheck and $800 the second paycheck, okay? You always have that same $200 spending money, or for however much you make, that same amount of spending money in the beginning of the month and in the end of the month. It's never going to change. Why do I think that this is more effective when it comes at least to beginning to learn how to budget? First of all, you're not going to have enough money to cover your bills in the beginning of the month. That's the most important thing. But let's say you had a little bit left over from a previous time that you saved up a little bit of money and you say you're good to go, right? Okay, so you saved $500 and okay, you got your first set of bills, it's $1,400, you pay it, you're good. And then you've got your $100 leftover spending money. Great. Get to the end of the month and you pay your bills, it's only $400. Great, I got this leftover money, and you spend it. What happens the next month when $1,400 are due and you've only got $1,000 that you made? It's a cycle that will just go down and down and down. So step 1 with the GHH method is to first figure out the total amount of your bills. In this example, it's $1,600. Step 2 is to divide it in half. So you want to save $800 in the beginning of the month and $800 in the second, or $800 with your first paycheck, $800 with your second paycheck. So how can you save for this gap, this upcoming gap? So what you'll do is you'll take it kind of piece by piece and you'll work your way towards equilibrium, right? Equilibrium. So if you had your bills due at the end of the month and they're only $200, you now need to take that extra $600 and put it all to the side. If you put it all to the side, you're gonna have an extra $600 to get you started for the next month, okay? So take that $600, take your first leap. It's really easiest to start whenever you are at a point where you're about to pay your lowest half of the bills, okay? So if you're about to pay your lowest half of the bills, it's $200, save the extra $600, that would have made you go to your $800 equilibrium. Save it, so it's already in your bill account for next month. Don't spend it, don't touch it, okay? That is like the number one, like super easy. Just take the $600, move it to the bill account. It's all going there. Your full $800. Just take it and move it. Put it away, pay the bills that need to be paid. You've got $600 left over. Next month comes around, whenever you save your $800, you still have another $600 in your bill account, and it's going to cover all the funds that you have due in the beginning of the month, and you repeat the cycle over and over and over. 800, 800, 800. If you're in the most expensive part of the month, this is what you have to do, okay? Because I know sometimes, you know, we start trying to learn how to budget only when things have gone a little too far, is you have to be able to reach out to the people that you have bills due to. That is really the only way, and I know it's not the like easy answer that, you know, you thought you would get, but if you can get them to like move a bill 2 weeks post date, or one major bill, you know, a couple weeks post date, or get some deferments, get some payment plans going. I would have to look at it specifically, but if you could be able to have some deferments to move it towards your second paycheck, then you will be able to pay what you owe in the first part of the month. The second part of the month, the bills will be a little bit higher, but you'll be able to pay everything you owe and then still save like $400, right? And you're one step closer. And sometimes you're gonna have to repeat that process a little bit throughout the course of maybe a month or two, but I guarantee you after 2 months, if you can move things around a little bit, you'll be able to pay things easily with the flow of paycheck number 1 and paycheck number 2 being half and half, and then your gap securely ready every time it's time to pay the bills, okay? Now, I do realize some people still, even though with the talk through and the example and the template, need a little bit more help because they feel that their situation is a little bit more complicated, you know, and they don't see a way out. And I would love to talk to you guys. What I go to school for is finance. I want to open my own financial consulting firm where we can help anyone on a scale. So that is my goal in life, and that is the reason why I do make these videos, is because I want to have some way to speak to people at any point of their financial life, you know? I notice, and this is just a little rant, you know, financial consulting firms only help people in majority of cases that already have money. But what about the people who are trying to figure out what to do with their money, how to make their money work, how to make more money? You know, where is their financial consulting? Where is their financial advisor? Everybody needs one. And so I wanted to make these videos so that I can communicate in the only way I know how to a majority of people who might be going through this, who don't have thousands and thousands of dollars to shell out at the moment to a financial advisor because their income isn't worth that expense. I feel like financial advising should be offered on a scale. You know, maybe a $20 service should be available, maybe a $50 service, or based off of what your needs are. You know, I feel like that's what I want to bring to the world. And I love that I get the opportunity to make these videos to just give out this advice without, where you can apply it on your own, and hopefully you can make changes, and maybe you don't need to take that extra step towards financial advisory. You know, I would love that. The goal is to get people in a place where they feel like their money is working for them and not the other way around. And I don't mean you've got to be filthy rich, but I mean we should never feel like we're drowning, okay? I felt that way before. It wasn't always peaches and rainbows. And I feel like sometimes even these finance videos on YouTube, it will feel like it's an impossible goal to reach. Financial literacy, having extra funds, being able to save, being able to invest and borrow with good credit. It will feel sometimes like an impossible goal to reach, and you will be searching for direction and searching for help. And the only people that are talking about it are people who seem like they already have it all. Okay, but I've been on the other side where I didn't have a lot of money. I had poor credit. I was borrowing when I first started college. I was borrowing payday loans just so I could hang out with my friends. I had no concept of money, no responsibility towards money, and it was literally drowning me by the time that I realized, like, oh my God, what am I doing? So I wanted to be able to develop a platform where I felt I could reach everybody. And if you have any questions, any comments, anything that you want to talk to me about, just leave a comment down below. Or if you want to talk to me more personally, you can reach out to me on Instagram. I'll leave my Instagram down below. Feel free to DM me or shoot me an email. And if you need some more private consultation, I would love to talk to you. I don't charge. I'm really just here to help. So at this point, I don't do anything like that. This is just from me to you. So I love you guys. Thank you to anyone who watches my videos, and I wish you nothing but abundance. Bye.